The alarm blared like a vengeful banshee at 6 a.m. Naturally, I didn't hear it. Or maybe I did, but my brain, in a daring act of rebellion, decided it was best to ignore reality. By the time I opened my eyes, the clock mocked me with a smug 7:42 a.m. Panic didn't even begin to describe my state. I felt like a cartoon character who had just realized the floor was made of lava. I vaulted out of bed, tripped over my own blanket, and performed what could only be described as a graceful face-to-floor introduction. Excellent start. Rushing to the bathroom, I glanced in the mirror. Two things hit me simultaneously. I resembled a raccoon after a storm. Today, the universe had clearly marked me as its personal target. Coffee seemed like salvation. I grabbed my favorite mug, the one boldly proclaiming, "Today will be amazing." Irony apparently has a sense of humor, because the moment I poured the coffee, it leaped from the pot, danced across the counter, and launched itself onto my sock. Standing there, soaked and caffeinated, I whispered to the universe, "Really? Is this necessary?" The universe responded with a bus. On my way out, I realized I had forgotten my keys. Went back in. Then, my phone. Went back in. Then, why did I even come back? I lost track somewhere between the living room and the kitchen. Eventually, fully equipped, I dashed outside only to witness my bus leaving with a dramatic flourish, as though it had been auditioning for a superhero movie. I waved helplessly. The bus did not care. Walking seemed like the only option. And naturally, that's when the skies decided to unleash their pent-up fury. Rain slammed down in a targeted, personal vendetta, soaking me to the core. My hair resembled a wet mop, my clothes clung to my skin, and my dignity quietly fled the scene. Finally, I arrived at work, bedraggled and defeated. The laptop greeted me with a frozen screen. Restarting seemed logical. It froze again. My coworker strolled past, cheerfully remarking, "Looks like someone's having a Monday. Sir, please leave before I throw this laptop out the window." Lunch offered no reprieve. I had ordered my favorite dish, a triumphant comfort food I had been dreaming about since breakfast. I tore open the bag with anticipation. Wrong order. Someone else somewhere was savoring my lunch, and I stared at a sad, bland substitute with all the enthusiasm of a wilted lettuce leaf. By now, laughter had become my survival mechanism. Not joyful laughter, the if it don't laugh or scream variety. The chaos continued post-work, exhausted, drenched, and questioning all life choices. I trudged home. And then something remarkable happened, a small miracle in the midst of a catastrophe. On a nearby sidewalk, a child, perhaps 7 years old, struggled with a kite. The kite crashed repeatedly, spinning and flailing like it had its own chaotic agenda. The child's face, however, remained alight with joy. After several attempts, the kite finally lifted, wobbled a bit, and soared into the sky. The kid leapt, arms flailing, pure delight radiating in every movement. I paused, mesmerized. There was a lesson hidden in that simple scene, one I hadn't expected to find in the middle of disaster. This child wasn't focused on the crashes, the failures, or the repeated frustration. The child was celebrating the possibility, the tiny triumph, the fleeting joy. I realized I had been doing it all wrong. All day, I had allowed spilled coffee, missed buses, frozen laptops, and wrong lunches to dictate my mood. My chaos was loud, consuming, and totally unworthy of the attention I gave it. Meanwhile, the kid showed me the beauty of resilience, of shifting perspective, and finding delight even when the odds were stacked against you. I got home, finally dripping wet, a walking testament to human endurance. I brewed a fresh cup of coffee carefully this time and sat down, reflecting. Yes, the day had been a disaster. Utter chaos, an endless parade of minor calamities. But it had taught me something invaluable. Control is an illusion, perspective is power, and joy can be found even in the messiest of moments. I smiled at the thought. Maybe the universe wasn't out to get me. Maybe it was simply testing me, shaping me, reminding me to laugh at the absurdity of life. Because the truth was, life didn't need to be perfect to be meaningful. A chaotic day, when seen through a slightly different lens, could be transformative. And so I made a quiet vow to myself to embrace the unexpected with humor. To focus on the small victories, to find joy even when the coffee spills. The next morning, I woke up early, the alarm blared. I smiled. I didn't spill my coffee. The bus didn't drive away. My laptop worked. The world didn't explode. But I realized something profound. It didn't matter. Because even if chaos returned and it surely would, I now knew how to meet it with a grin, a deep breath, and a story worth telling. Some days, chaos is inevitable. Some days, life throws every curveball it has at you. But chaos, it turns out, is just another teacher waiting for you to notice its lessons. And for the first time in a long while, I was ready to listen. Because the most chaotic day ever had changed everything, not the world around me, but the world inside me.